Ben says that Burnley result was a massive dent in our Champions League hopes. Welcome back to Where Mackems Walk. 20 minutes of reviewing every single Sunderland result in the Premier League. We're talking about that Burnley result, and the fans are crying out, but we must be starting Isidore. Mayenda's great, but we prefer to have Isidore. We'll get the panel's view on that in a second. What was wrong with the midfield at Turf Moor? Xhaka and others looked off it. Why was that? And it's the last week of the window. What does Sunderland need, or are we all done in terms of our spending? Plus, we're looking at away shirts this season. What's the worst ever away shirt you've seen Sunderland in? Does it beat this one, for example? And we'll get the panel's view on this season's version as well. Delighted to have back, of course, our full team, well, nearly our full team from last week. Leo, Sean and Charlie are back with us to talk about that defeat at Turf Moor. Leo, let's start with you then. Yeah, something was off. Was it? Did we over-celebrate that West Ham result, given how bad West Ham are? Does that tell us more about West Ham than it did about Sunderland last week?
Well, I think we mentioned it last week that like the first result, first home game back in the Premier League after how many years? I think we were always seeming to get a decent result out of that game. I think it was no surprise to our fans that we'd done that, just because of the buzz that was around that game in the first place. Same way that Leeds got their win on Monday night. And I think it was just the same in this scenario. Burnley's first home game of the season. Their support got behind them. I think if Mayenda takes that chance in the first 5 minutes, it could be a different game. But yeah, like you said just before we start recording, a reality check. But I'm not worried. There's no need for panic button, anything like that, because at the minute, the teams that we're looking at, we're going to be around this season. You know, your Brentford, your Burnley, Leeds, Wolves, West Ham, like those type of teams are going to be lower down. We are still the highest in the league out of those teams. I know it's only 2 games in, but even to get a lead or a jump on some of these teams at this stage means that hopefully we can just maintain it.
Yeah, and we'll talk about Brentford coming up, of course, as well, as that's our next fixture. But let's take some of the takes from the game. And whilst we show a lot of negative stuff on here, that's really just to provoke your reaction. Just a little bit, lots of praise for Sunderland, even in a loss as well. Let's talk about one of the things I saw regularly prop up, though. Casualty says it. We have to be starting Isidore, man. Mayenda, as much as everyone loves him, is not ready to be starting in the Premier League. He fluffs far too many chances. Charlie, your take on that, please?
I think between the pair of them, it is what it is. To be honest with you, I think there's not a huge difference. They've both got different strengths. To be honest with you, I mean, I really, really rate Eliza Mayenda. Like, I've always stood by him, but I'm not convinced that he will end his career as a striker, as a natural number 9. To be honest with you. He'll be able to play there, and he can play there. And we've seen last weekend that he can do it. But I'm not that convinced. But with Isidore, I mean, there's no harm giving him a shot in the league. I imagine he's probably going to play on Tuesday night in the cup. If he puts 1 or 2 away, then give him his chance.
Yeah, you agree? What do you think, Sean?
I think, obviously, he's only young, like Mayenda, and it's a bit unfair, the criticism he's been getting, but I don't think we're going to get another striker in, and if we do, we haven't got long left. So, he obviously scored last weekend, and he scored in the Wembley, he did have a bad game yesterday, but I feel like it's just one of them games, really. You can't just drop him after one game.
Okay. Yeah, you're allowed to lose football games, aren't we? You're not going to go and win it. Not going to win every single one of them. Gav says, Leo, too many of our players were not performing today. You could see Burnley players wanted it more, which was disappointing to see. Burnley were defensively superior. We just kept knocking balls into the box with 6 of their players against 2, expecting a different outcome. Did you see it? Did you see it the same way?
I think when, after the 90 minutes, if you look at the game overall, you can say they had the better performance than us. But like I alluded to with Mayenda's chance, I thought we started the game a lot better than they did. Obviously, Talby came very close as well. And then I think it was the turn of them getting that disallowed goal. That was what kind of got the fans a bit more up for it. And then that's obviously going to give their players a boost And I think we kind of just settled in the fact that, okay, we've started well. And the longer we took to get that goal, the more chance they had of getting it before us. And they did that, and they took their chances.
Okay. Our Burnley fan, Charlie, said they were looking forward to seeing Xhaka play, when they were disappointed they didn't get to see him play in that game. Obviously, tongue in cheek. Yeah, Xhaka shocker, as Alex put it there. I mean, he wasn't the only one in that midfield to be off it, but yeah, what was going on there?
Well, I mean, well, I don't think he had a shocker. I just think in games like that, in games where we're the ones who are getting hit on the break, it's always going to look like he's struggling. I mean, you can see in the second goal, him trying to keep up with Jadon Anthony. It was like, I mean, bless him, he gave it his best shot. I mean, he nearly blocked it, in fairness, but that's not what he's there to do. That's never going to be his game. In games like that, he's just not going to stand out. That's just the reality of it. And for the likes of Diarra, same for Diarra and Siddiqui. They're in the team for the transition, and Jacques is there to let them do that. But that wasn't a game for that, so it's just how it is.
Yeah, we credit the manager a bit here, Sean, as well. Brass says, look, defeats happen in football. It's important for the managers to make crucial decisions, such as subbing off players like Xhaka when you notice their performance is a bit off. Away the lads. Yeah, I mean, Labrie spotted it and did something about it, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't really know what to say to that, because it was just, like, obviously the second goal just killed it off at the end, 89th minute, but like, we weren't really into the game. We just didn't have much chances, and yeah, I don't think really much could have changed, to be honest.
Okay. There was some a little bit more robust reaction to the game. Santino here says, Leo, yeah, all those soiling themselves after West Ham, we deserved to win that because West Ham weren't very good. As for today, we were clueless and gutless. No effort, and we've been a bit half-arsed trying to walk it in. Sobering reality check. Our Ballard absence will be costly. How to undo all good feeling. Yeah, that's... is that a bit harsh, Leo?
100%. I think it's a bit harsh. When he's referring to soiling themselves after West Ham, like, everyone knows when you're posting on social media, especially after you beat a team in the way that we did, you're going to oversell it because you're trying to get a reaction. No one's posting on social media not many are posting on social media to get their genuine opinions across. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's evened itself out now. Looking at the West Ham Chelsea game, they're going to be right down there with us, and to show that performance still in the West Ham game to a team that is going to be around there, I think we can still take positives from these first 2 weeks. A lot more positive than negative, although there is some from the game yesterday.
Yeah, okay. One of the teams that have got money to spend in this week then is Brentford, Charlie. As we mentioned, they've obviously got all the money they've collected from the sales of their big players. So is this probably a good time to play them before they get these new players in and get time to settle?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm assuming that Vissa's probably not going to be playing. I mean, he's been back training, I think, but obviously he was left out on Saturday, and he might still go with them not wanting him. So yeah, I mean, they won Saturday, but by all accounts they weren't like anything special, and Aston Villa have been poor at the start, so the goal was a bit jammy. So it might be a good time while everything's still kind of clicking for them lot. Hopefully, we can get it clicking again for us at home.
Yeah, I mean, Sean, would you take a point from this game, or is this one that you put on your calendar as, come on, we need 36 points to survive? I mean, this is where 3 points are coming from.
Obviously, it's at home. Like, you want to be like as good as at home as possible. Like, I'd much rather be obviously better at home, but it's any game in the Prem. Like, you just don't know what to expect. Like, Brentford has still got quality players, even though they're losing Visser and Wemmo. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough game, like every game, really.
Okay. Transfer window is still open, of course, for another 8 days then, so let's go around then. Do we want anything else? I mean, obviously, you'd love it, but in terms of what we spent so far, we'll look at that more next week. Leo, anything left in your shopping list?
I think the thing is, especially with Ballard being injured on Saturday, you can't help but look towards centre backs. Obviously, I have no idea what's going on at this point with Lascini from Bologna. I've heard they've rejected a bid, but then he's agreed personal terms with us. So, there's been about 5-6 different transfers where that's been going on for different clubs this summer. So it's just up in arms at the minute. But even if we weren't to get one over the line, we've signed defenders that are quite versatile. Reinildo had a couple of games there in pre-season. Mukiel can play both right back and centre back. So it's not the end of the world if we weren't to get one. But if I had to put it to one position, I would say centre back.
Charlie?
Yeah, I think they probably do need another defender. I think the club clearly know that. I mean, like you say, the thing with Lukemi's still getting a little bit messy. His agent coming out via Fabrizio Romano and keep big statements and all that. Then he had a shocker last night for Bologna as well, which their fans weren't particularly happy about. I still think that we use another forward, like someone who's just kind of got that bit extra, which obviously is the hardest thing to buy in football. But we've already spent. I know you're saying it's we're going to next week, like 150 million quid just to catch up to everybody else. Look, whatever happens in the next week, you kind of complain at the end of the day. But I do think that probably just needs a little bit more if they can.
Okay. Sean?
I'll probably just say maybe another winger. I think that's more priority. Obviously now that Ballard's injured, obviously we don't know how bad the injury is, but yeah, even I think before Ballard was injured, I didn't think we'd need another defender as priority. I think a wing is definitely priority just because on Saturday, Roberts came on. As much as I like him and what he done at Wembley, he's just not good enough for the Premier League. And I think we need another winger, especially for AFCON, when Talby and Dingler go. So yeah, I think a winger will be priority for me.
Okay. Right, we'll be reviewing all of that next week once the window slams shut. Thank you very much, all of you. One final bit this week then is away shirts. Let's first of all talk about this. Charlie, you a fan?
I'm in a really weird ground with this kit because I acknowledge that it's a very nice kit, and a lot of people love it. It is a nice top, but just personally for me, I just can't. There's something about it that I'm not fussed on, as stupid as that sounds, but I can appreciate that is a very nice top.
Yeah, it's because I don't know, Sunderland have stripes or lines. It just it looks too plain. Also matches a Rangers shirt. I'm sure I've seen it at one point. Sean, your view?
I don't know if it's just the fact that my dad's basically bought it every day since he's got it, but I don't think I really like it, to be honest. At first when it got announced, I was like, oh, it's unbelievable. But once I've seen it in real life, I need to see it up close in an away game, and then I might change my mind. But yeah.
Okay. Leo, you took it over to Florida with you?
No. I'm kind of in agreement where I'm kind of just in the middle about this kit. There's not necessarily any positives or big negatives that I have about it. I wasn't running to buy this kit as soon as it got announced, like I was with last year's away kit. That's definitely the case.
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely for sure. But, as you said, we'll get on to the worst ones. I don't think it's anywhere near some of them.
Okay. Let's have a look. Let's have a chat about the worst ever ones then. I mean, this has always been put forward as, just one of them up there. You might disagree in the comments. Let us know. From any of you here, what are the ones that have stunk the place out?
I can't get over the one from a few, when we were in the Prem before, the one that was the same colours as what Charlie's wearing, but where it was the stripes going across of the purple and pink. I thought that was horrific. I hated it every single time we played in it.
Yeah, I hated that one, but I actually quite like this one.
Yeah.
I don't know why, even the exact same colours. I think it was the 2019-20 away top. It was navy blue with a bright red, proper collar. I absolutely despised that kit. I mean, it probably didn't help that it was that season, but that kit was horrible. I hated it.
Okay. Sean, any from your memory?
I can't remember what season it was, but the League One, was it an away kit or was it a fur kit? The yellow kit. I just remember Carl Winchester.
Oh yeah, the yellow and blue.
Okay, right.
Yeah, yellow and blue one.
I didn't mind that one.
Right.
I didn't like that one.
Let us know then in the comments if they've missed any horrors. Let us know. Brentford then up next, and then what we haven't mentioned, of course, is the League Cup, of course, as well against Huddersfield. Did you care too much about that, Leo?
Apart from seeing Lyndon Gooch back in the stadium of light, then I'm not too fussed about it. You know, I'm obviously expecting a weakened squad, just because of how important Saturday is after the loss yesterday.
Yeah.
But even our weakened squad, you know, should be levels above Huddersfield. I would love a good cup run, you know, especially for the teams lower in the Premier League. That's what you look towards, or maybe we can get a cup run and survival. That would be an unbelievable season for us. But if we were to lose that game, you know, it's not the end of the world.
Okay. Bro. Right, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for all the comments, of course, last week as well. If you can help us jump to 150 subscribers this month, that would be absolutely amazing. Press that subscribe button right there now, and we'll see you the other side of hopefully beating Brentford. See you next week.